Namaskar. I want to
Namaste.
start off with a gong here.
Wow. Is that the Tibetan gong?
Sound vibrations.
Uh,
It's a gong.
it's a gong. G-O-N-G.
It's
Gong.
setting a good vibration for the. It's setting a good vibration for our meeting here. So yeah. So I'm happy to have you, Amy or Dee Dee. How would you like to be called?
Amy.
Can you,
Sister Amy.
I think there's a delay or something. Okay. I think there's a delay because I asked you a question and then your voice came after your mouth spoke. I don't know if
Oh,
that's happening on the video.
yeah.
Anyway, so yeah, I wanted to know what is happening with this new website, Telegram group that you created called Sadvipra, right? I'm familiar with it because, I've been involved with the yoga meditation group. My meditation, I used to teach at NYU for about a year on meditation. I know you've been teaching for many, many years, all types of people, right? Like children and adults and everything like that.
17
But
years.
now you're
Over
trying to
17.
form something. Yeah, 17 years, right? So I've been wondering, like, how do you feel it's going, and what do you see in the future of what's possible locally and well, locally you're in Georgia, I'm in New York, but locally meaning on Earth.
Planet Earth. Definitely, when a human being start doing meditation, I started at the age of almost 19 years old. It empowers you with understanding of what is the purpose of your human life and which direction are you going, and it gives you so much confidence within you, and you actually become fearless in relation to is that the gong?
You know what happened? No, you froze on this side. I don't know if it's freezing on that side.
No, it's not. So
It keeps freezing. I didn't hear you for the last minute.
yeah, so should we continue? Yeah.
I think you should
Oh,
start again
so
because it
you have been
froze.
meditating since how long?
Me, I've been meditating since I was, I guess, 17. You know, I would say officially. But since when I was in martial arts classes, we used to meditate during class when I was 9, and also in Catholic school when I went to Catholic school when I was a little kid, we used to do quiet time. So I had the feeling of that calmness, the quietness of what's inside, the quiet space of your mind. But
Meditation is
seriously,
Mhm.
yeah, go
Go
ahead.
ahead.
Go ahead.
So meditation is seriously meaningful, and as I have
Excuse me.
launched this movement called Sadvipra Internationale, the qualifications, the ideals, that is, there you develop when you do meditation, especially, is in this name Sadvipra. That's the name, the first name of the movement. And it's interesting that the different qualities of an ideal leader, which dates back 7,000 years BC, and so on and so forth, is embedded in this, what you call this list of qualifications or qualities of Satvipra. And I wanted to mention it, like, for example, Satvipra is bold and straightforward.
Hmm.
Actually, why do you become bold and straightforward? One of the first quality of a Sadvipra is morally virtuous. The moral fiber is high, and there's no non-compromising attitude towards following the principles, the universal principles of proper behavior, do's and the don'ts, right? And
So
Mhm.
spiritual. Sorry, didn't mean to interject, but I wanted to be part of the conversation. Sadvipra, doesn't it also mean like a spiritual warrior? Wait, hold on.
Yes, a spiritual warrior, warrior in the sense, I would I would say
Go ahead.
you might have your own interpretation, but a warrior is the attitude of persistence, perpetuation, no matter what you are in, what state of mind you are. If you're down, you will want to get up. No, 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 this problem, because it's said that there is no problem that ever comes to the human life that is beyond your capacity to solve it. So the being a
Right,
warrior means you will pursue, even if you're down, and you will get up and then continue. You push yourself, and then if then somebody will put you down, or circumstances in your life puts you down, you know you're not going to be discouraged. In fact, it will help you. It will make you feel like this is a
right.
challenge. I have to overcome it, and I have to move on. That's what warrior for me is. And what
So
about you?
it's like an inner strength, right? Yeah. I mean, my understanding is that you don't sit back and allow people to take advantage. You have to stand up for your rights, right? But in a way that's coming from internal aspect, right? Like, I don't know. I was talking to a friend the other day about road rage, right? And he was asking me about meditation. How does it shift your life, and how does that spiritual aspect, shift your life? And so you get into this road rage when you're on the road, and next thing you know, you're going to fight somebody for no apparent reason, just because your car came close to the other car, or you cut in front of them or whatever. But then your mind, instead of wanting to have this fight flight thing, you can focus in and say, wait, is it worth it to have an argument or a fist fight with somebody? And by having an equilibrium, but not being taken advantage of, you focus and you stop the fight. There's something
You
to be said about that. That's what I mean.
yeah, yeah, you bring the higher self to influence your your response or your attitude or your outlook of the situation.
Right.
Now, there's one thing too. If you go off with your emotions and your nerves go off, it's not nice. That is why the yoga postures is really important. To do daily yoga posture, yoga stretches to strengthen the nerves, to make you have, as what you
Can you
said,
hear me?
poise and equilibrium.
You, I couldn't hear you for the last 30 seconds.
Yeah, I think it's the internet, but it doesn't matter. We're gonna push it. Go,
All
continue,
right.
sir.
Hopefully the video was being recorded while you were talking. I didn't hear it, but maybe the people will hear it.
Yeah.
Okay. You'll have to check it later. Um, could you just repeat what you said a little bit so I understand
uh,
what
that
you said?
to in the case of a road rage, you have a different one who does meditation and one who does yoga postures and yoga stretches every day is able to control one's emotion. It will just not, the person will not just let go of, and go off when there is
Yeah.
a road
Yeah.
rage.
So it's learning. Yeah. It's like learning how to control the ups and downs so they're not so extreme, but still have a life filled with laughter and pain, and you're dealing with all those circumstances, but you're able to keep your groove in a nice like level pathway, I would say, right? Like something like that, by
Yeah,
doing the meditation, by doing the yoga postures. I mean, I guess those are part of it. Everybody has their own way of doing it. I mean, in terms of the yoga philosophy, that's the way we do it, but everybody has their own way, right?
yeah, I always use the simple word exercises. People do a lot of exercises to tone their muscles. They do sports, etc. They go to the
Right.
gym, but there has to be a balance in the human body, and one has to also do exercises, which touches, which squeezes and squeezes, and compress and expand your glands, your endocrine glands, and touches your internal organs, which you cannot touch with massage. You may pay $100, $200
Yeah.
with your massage, but it cannot touch your internal organs. It's only the yoga postures, which are actually was created observing the animals in the forest. But why I'm mentioning about these yoga stretches to make the nerves strong, because this is a very important state of mind for leaders, even for parents. The parent is the leader of the home. teachers, working people in the workplace. You have to be able to control your emotions and not go off,
Right.
not scream at
Right.
everyone or anyone.
Right.
You
What a lot of
know?
people do.
Yeah,
A lot of people don't have control over their emotions. They get affected and
yeah,
easily incited. It'd be nice to see a level-headed, person, especially with when you disagree with somebody for the left or the right, or or some political reason or whatever. Everybody's got an emotional reality, so it's nice to
yeah.
be able to come together and be more receptive.
Yeah, there's a word equilibrium and
Is that what you're saying?
equipoise, equanimity. And
Right.
that quality you really develop when you do meditation every day. Meditation, which is
Hmm.
breathing in and breathing out. Your mind is kept in the pause and the inhalation and exhalation. And
Yeah.
practice, then it becomes habit, and then it becomes part of your nature.
Yeah.
So
Makes
for
sense.
a leader, for a role model, for somebody that needs to be seen, visible to the community, to the world, in any function that you are in, that you took responsibility of, equanimity, equilibrium is very important. And that is very easily achievable when you do daily meditation, daily introspection,
Hmm.
daily self analysis. Make sense?
Yeah, of course. So I guess people that are involved in, let's say, wanting to work with you on this process of the
The
Sadvipra
international.
organization, Internationale, not International.
I pronounce it
International,
international.
international sounds boring now.
Yeah, I break it up.
International
Yeah.
is like, it's like a bird flying to the clear sky. Let's hope.
Yeah. So we talk
But
about boldness and straightforwardness and smartness and creativeness of a Sadvipra. And I guess in another session we can discuss more about another quality of a Sadvipra.
yeah,
Make
but I
sense?
mean, I guess all religions can be a part of it, right? It's not like you have to become a specific thing, right? It's more about open to all society, right? Am I correct?
Yes, of course. Like like for example, the my friend who is follows the Muslim religion, Islam, she prays 5 times a day. I have an aunt who is a nun in this what you call this in the convent. She prays morning, noon, and evening, and they're so calm and quiet. They spend time. Of course, you don't have to be a nun to have equanimity and equilibrium in your mind in the midst of chaos. All you need to do is to do meditation. It went off. You have to give time. I think I went
Yeah,
off.
I know.
It's my
Yeah, that
signal.
happened a few times. It keeps happening. That's the third time it happened.
Yeah, I'm so sorry.
Uh, Um, I don't know what's going to happen with that, but you're still recording. Okay. So do you want to just continue and then
You
cut
please
it together?
continue.
So based on my last question, I didn't hear what you had to say, but maybe you can repeat that about the religion or any
Oh,
denomination or anything.
as I was saying that, I have an aunt who is a nun and she stays in a convent and they do meditation, they do introspection, and they're very calm and relaxed. Of course, you don't need to be a nun. You don't need to be, praying 5 times a day. Uh, you just need to have develop the habit of taking a deep breath in the morning and doing some kind of meditation and offering your mind to the higher self and practice it in the morning, maybe 5 minutes, 10 minutes, and it goes increasing. And then before you sleep. And then when you have time during the day, if you're in your car, you just take a deep breath and connect yourself with the higher self. And there's a way to learn it, definitely. And that would be an ideal,
I
and that would be an ideal
go ahead.
habit that leaders, that working people, elected officials should have, because then they can think
Sure.
deeper what to do, how to serve the country, how to serve the people, and be just.
How great that would. Yeah, to be able to get them to do that, that would be a great movement
A
of
great
focused,
quality, a great quality
yeah,
to develop. And it's a must,
awareness.
I think.
Yeah,
Yes.
awareness.
Awareness.
I'd love to see Elon talking about that, or or Trump at this point, because they're doing work, that is questionable to some people and amazing to others. But I think that if they added the meditation quality, not just them, everybody, right, in terms of the House and the Senate, can you imagine?
And in the
Wow.
educational department,
Yeah.
local or
You know,
federal, whatever.
the other day, I was talking with a young fellow. I think he's from Taiwan, but he speaks English really well. I guess he's American and Taiwanese. But he was talking to me as we were on the subway about wanting to learn meditation, and I was talking to him about it, and I was thinking about how how to share with someone like that. Do you teach them lessons, like first, second, third lesson kind of thing, as in like TM or as in Nanda Marga or whatever? Like, how would you get someone like that to get started?
Well, that is already I identifying with certain groups in Sadvipra International. We don't really advocate for a particular group because it wants to be inclusive, and the
Yeah,
ideal of Sadvipra International is human society is one and indivisible. Do not try to divide it. But the moment we talk about spiritual paths or religions, then there is division. There is kind of inevitably feeling of division. But if we talk about, yes, I'm a human being. I'm willing to follow righteousness. I would like to be righteous. I would like to be a good person. One. Number two, oh, I'm a human being. A part of this planet. And I want to have mental peace. So that's the second
I agree.
feeling. And the third one is, oh, I'm a human being. I'm a part of this human family in this planet. I would like to experience enlightenment, spiritual enlightenment, or spiritual happiness. So all these three
Right.
feelings in the human being would be the basic platform that the Sadvipra International or Internationale would like to encourage. And if there is a
So
group
it's
that
like,
wants, go ahead.
no, no, I was thinking about the common denominator here. So it's like finding the common denominator, that it's basically values and um, some things that are important in life, like a common thread.
What do you say? It's definitely the discipline of introspection, self-introspection, or even prayers. Prayers is actually a pause of the activity of the mind with the material world, because the mind who is praying is trying to connect herself or himself to the spirit or to the God or to the Savior.
Okay. Yeah, I heard you. I heard like the last 10 seconds. The other 20 seconds was cut off.
I hope the audience has heard it. It did not go off though.
20 seconds
Yeah. So
on your side. But did you hear me sing?
sing? No,
Yeah, I was singing during the time that you were shut
no.
off. So I was probably frozen.
You were frozen.
So yeah. So what were you saying? Yeah, you got to repeat it because just in case.
Yeah, yeah. I was talking about the need of the human being to just pause and to connect herself or himself to the higher self, to the spirit. You
Right.
understand? And it doesn't have
Yeah.
to be meditation. It can be introspection. It can be prayer.
Right. Because some people are afraid of meditation.
Yeah,
So
eventually it's just a word, but really
right. I know.
connecting the self, sanctifying the
Yeah.
self with the
Yeah. I
remembrance
guess some
of your
people.
higher self. Go ahead.
I think some people are concerned about tapping into something that's very deep that might bring up memories that they don't want to deal with. And so they're afraid to get into that. I think that's what happens. But I think when you're doing work on a humanitarian level or even a personal level, not necessarily going too deep. I don't know, because maybe some people are afraid of being too deep.
It, it,
Have
it's
you come
just
across that?
it's just a misunderstanding. Too deep. What is too deep? When you wake up or when you sleep in the night, you're with yourself. Isn't that deep? You shut off
Right.
everyone and in the silence of your mind. That's really deep. It's like equal to the
Yeah.
tapping into the silence of the universe, cosmic silence. That's already deep.
I'm
Before
totally
you,
with you.
before you sleep,
I
and then
like that deep.
hmm?
Yeah.
When you wake up, you just breathe. Oh, I am alive. I didn't pass out. I didn't pass in the night. I'm still awake. That's already deep.
Right.
So
Sure.
actually, the fear comes from the navel point. There are certain feelings in different portions of the endocrine glands or psychic centers. That is a defect. That is not the defect of the depth of what you think. Like you're afraid of the your deep things. Is there
Yeah.
is no fear but fear itself.
You think it's like a block in some part of
Yeah, in
some
the glands,
energetic part?
definitely,
Yeah.
definitely. So
So the gland being like a vortex of energy that houses near the endocrine system, I guess, right? And
the
different
spiritual
glands and
trainers have the ability to assess
Mhm.
where is the defect in your glands, and they can prescribe to you specific stretches, postures to correct that particular type of defect feeling.
Right.
For you have
Yeah.
fear, of you have like insecurity, or uh, that fear itself that you're talking about, and many other feelings that are kind of negative in our personality.
Yeah. So
Jeal-
it's kind of like a holistic.
Jealousy.
Yeah, it's like a holistic approach, right?
Yes.
So jealousy would be in which part of the body? Probably the heart chakra, or
Yeah, we will share it in another interview, so we won't make mistakes in
yeah,
mentioning it.
we don't want to get.
That is very important. Next interview would be where are these negative feelings, and then how
Yeah.
to correct them. Yay, that's an interesting
Mm.
plan.
Yeah, I'd like that a lot because I'm into healing. I'm into that tuning up. It's like the scientific aspect of your spiritual body. I like
The
combining them
spiritual
because I
aspect,
think,
I mean the scientific aspect of your mind, how to deal with your mind. As a leader, you have to be a developed, mentally developed. You cannot just
right,
express your greed when you're a leader,
right.
from the local to
Yeah.
the highest to the national. Even in your house, you cannot be greedy with your child, with your family. You have to be always giving. Of course, not that they trample on your right. Like if there was a
Hmm.
pizza pie, and you have five children, and one child or two
Right,
children will take 90% of the pizza. What's gonna happen to the other four, and you and the father?
right.
There has to be
Yeah,
sharing, proper sharing. What is your equal share? Not a privilege, but a right.
exactly.
You're right.
Sounds parallel to what's going on in the world, doesn't it?
Okay, Mr. Rick. It was wonderful, and we shall continue. Um,
Thank you for sharing these insights because I think it's really important that we develop some kind of integrity through awareness and communication. So I think the group that you're
a moral base, actually, for leaders. There's a need for a moral base.
and it's good to see that a lot of people are getting involved in the organization, this beginning of an organization, to share everybody's point of view and create a creative approach along, tying together the
It froze again, I think.
Namaskar.
Namaskar. With the strength of my mind and the heart, I greet you and the one who's listening. Thank you.
Parang pinapabaki.
Thank you.
What? What was that?
What is that? A Sanskrit?
Ciao. Yeah,
Thank
yeah,
you.
yeah.
Victory. Victory to the world. Victory to the people. People rise up
That
and
sounds
be
great.
great. Achieve your glory as a real human being and divine beings. Right? Amen.
Yeah, perfect. I'm
Amen.
ready to do some yoga. All right.
Okay. Ciao.
I'm inspired. I hope everybody else is.
Yes. Thank you, Rick. Thank you.
Thank you, Dee.
Thank
Bye.
you. Bye bye.